This is an airplane toilet. There is a popular rumour that says the human waste on the flight gets thrown overboard. And this is actually partially true. Toilets, or the sewage system in general, is one of the most pivotal inventions in the history of humanity. We use them every day, when we're at home, at work, parks, and the airplane is no different. The first airborne flushable toilet appeared in the Boeing 314 Clipper, aka the flying boat. But there was, and still is always, this mystery around airplane toilets. Primarily, how do they work? There are 18 types of toilets according to My Plumber UK, or 23 according to Housegrade. Either way, the most common is the gravity flush toilet, and is the one widely used at our homes. It requires digging and use large long pipes for its installation. It also requires a continuous supply of a generous amount of water for each use. The average toilet actually uses approximately 7 litres per flush. That is not effective to adopt in airplanes, as you would need a large water tank, a large waste tank, and large pipes, which would drastically increase the weight of the airplane and leave less room for more important components. So airplanes adopt a different type of toilets called vacuum flush toilets. So how do airplane toilets work then? Let's break this mystery together. To construct an airplane toilet, we would need these main components. Toilet bowl, obviously, to drop our human waste. Bunch of pipes to transfer the waste. A waste tank to store it. A water tank, mainly to wash our hands with. And this is what happens when you flush an airplane toilet. When you press the flush switch, a slight amount of water is injected through the rinse valve to the toilet bowl. After that, the flush valve opens and a vacuum is created. You see, the waste tank is less pressurized than the cabin, and air tends to flow from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure. This means that human matter, or human waste, get pushed by air pressure, or get sucked if you like, and this explains why the toilet is so loud. The waste then start traveling through pipes until it reaches the waste tank, where it's stored. Or is it? I mean, look at this Indian village. They received a frozen 12 kilograms of human waste from the air, or this gentleman in Windsor who received a special bath from a passing plane. But that's a topic for another video. Coming back to our modern 737 toilet system, there is a question that remains. How do all of these valves coordinate? How do they know when to open and when to close? The answer is FCU, Flush Control Unit. It's the megamind of this operation. Here is how everything works with the FCU in the equation. When you press the flush button, the flush cycle starts and the flush switch is inhibited for the next 15 seconds. 1 second after pressing the button, the rinse valve opens for approximately 0.7 seconds and 8 ounces or 0.22 liters of water is injected into the toilet bowl within this time frame. 2 seconds after the flush button is pressed, the flush valve opens and all of the waste is pushed or sucked through the toilet hole. The flush valve stays open for 4 seconds and the human waste continues its journey to the waste tank where it's stored. The flush switch is still inhibited and at this point you have to wait for another 9 seconds before you can flush the toilet again. But we have a problem here. The toilet uses a difference in pressure to create the vacuum. This is easy to picture in the air at higher altitudes, as we know that the aircraft is pressurized and the more we go up, the less air pressure there is, which would increase the differential pressure. But what about on the ground and low altitudes, where the air pressure is equal or nearly equal on the outside and the inside? Does the toilet not work? Actually, no. The toilet works just fine. Instead of the natural differential pressure, the aircraft uses a vacuum blower. It works by pulling air from the waste tank and blowing it out of the aircraft. This causes a low pressure zone in the waste tank, so when the flush valve opens, the high pressure cabin air pushes the toilet waste to the low pressure waste tank. It doesn't only work on the ground as you might think, it kicks in when the aircraft is below 16,000 feet. The whole flush cycle remains the same, the only difference is that the differential pressure is created by the vacuum blower. Now that you finish using the toilet, you wash your hands, obviously. When you do that, you're creating another waste, water. This waste actually doesn't go to the waste tank, but gets thrown overboard straight away. Don't believe me? Ask airline pilots why they avoid standing on these areas when doing the walk-around inspection. Coming back to our diagram, you probably noticed these gaps here. Water will flow from the sink through these pipes towards the drain mast and then overboard straight away. There are two of them, one in the front and one in the back, and they are heated to prevent water from freezing. Now, on a full flight, the toilet isn't used once or twice only, but multiple times by many people, so the waste tank can get full. At the end of the day, the waste tank capability is limited, 60 gallons or 227 litres. If that happened, unfortunately, you would have to hold your toilet visit till you reach a terminal, as the flush capability of all toilets will be automatically deactivated. The pilots don't have any indication of the waste tank, but flight attendants do. And they would notify the pilots if the tank is full. If that happened, the pilots would request waste servicing over a special radio frequency, so that when the aircraft arrives at the gate, a special truck would come, opens the waste service panel, insert the hose and empty the tank. Also, worth noting that the waste tank must be rinsed at every service interval, otherwise unwanted waste can collect on the sensors, which can cause a false tank full signal, and this once again would lead to the deactivation of all toilets. So, mystery solved. Now you know what happens when you flush an airplane toilet. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on social media. Also, check out my blog, you'll find interesting content there that's not on my YouTube channel. See you in the next video.